All right, good evening, everybody. Tokyo session. How did everyone do on the New York session? Is everybody surviving today? Hope you guys made some money off shorting the market. All right, what is up? And thank you for popping on the live. Olga, good evening. Ali. White, how you doing? Hope you're surviving in that XRP short. Mr. Whale, how you doing? Okay, so there is no mistake to what my top trade is, guys. It is XRP. I'll talk to you guys about my XRP kind of TA in a bit here. But first, we need to go over Bitcoin. Hype is ripping. Jan5716, thank you for coming on the live. Renee Reyes, thank you for coming on the live. I guess we do get the most people on the Tokyo live, so it is nice to see you guys here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live trading on Twitch. We'll go look at Hype first because I think Hyperliquid broke out. Yeah, so Hyperliquid did break out here. Now, personally, I am not longing the market. Kevin, good evening. CJDV, how we doing? Sinster Scalper. Personally, I'm not longing the market, guys. It doesn't matter how something is breaking out. I refuse to long the market. But Hype is definitely running fast, easy. How we doing? So Hype should hit about 37 and form some bearish divergence here. So we can see Hype is completely overbought on the 4 hour. We can see our 1 hour is very, very overbought. We can see there is bearish divergence coming into play here around 37. So if I go look at my liquidity gaps here on Hype, we have a 4 hour time frame right here coming up. We're trying to break this area. We broke right here. I would say play the channel on Hype for now. I personally wouldn't short Hype until the top here at around 37. I wouldn't long it either, but Hype has got a really nice uptrend here, flipping the bull market support band. If I'm looking at a short, it would be 37.62, okay? That would be my area on Hype. Furthermore, we are in a downtrend on Hype. So if you look right here, did we break out? That would be the first question. Actually, you know what? Hype did break out. I would say this is probably going to be a fake out, though, with that bearish dive. So Hype did break out for sure. If I'm looking for a short, I'm probably getting in around here. I'm not looking for a long. I would say about 37.79 is where I'd be looking at Hype. Hype bounced off that conversion line, guys, but keep in mind, when things are in a channel, you're eventually going to hit the bottom. That's what you got to keep in mind. So Hype hit the top. Now you're looking at essentially Hype hitting the bottom again. When will that be? Probably at the top of the conversion line. So we definitely got major bearish divergence on Hype at the moment. Otherwise, I wouldn't be looking to trade Hype. I would kind of be setting Hype, setting it and forgetting it and leaving it there. Do Ethereum? Okay. Hype would be a no trade until it hits the top of my conversion line for me. Bitcoin 79.2, 79.3. So it looks like our XRP trade is going to be playing out here. If you guys are making money on Beast Limitless trading, guys, let me hear you say that in the comment section below. If you guys are making money, type 111111. So we looked at Ethereum today, guys, and we can see Ethereum broke trend. You got a real nice head and shoulder fake out rounded bottom here. Here was the rising wedge here on Ethereum, just like a lot of other crypto projects. All right. And then you're going to see Ethereum pretty much roll over to about $2,000. Of course, in the shorter term, Ethereum is going to hit about 2,100. But if I was looking for a trade, it wouldn't be on hype. It would be on Ethereum. Ethereum USDT right here, guys. Bang. Look at that rising wedge. Look at my trend line being hit perfectly. And I would be looking at riding a short on Ethereum all the way down to the bottom here around 2,100, or possibly, because you're rejecting that cloud right there, possibly even around $2,000. $2,000 would be my short. 1,700 to 1,400 would be my area as well there. So all we did, guys, is we came up on the daily fair value gap. Am I in a Bitcoin short? I'm in a Bitcoin short and an XRP short and an Ethereum short. BTC can't seem to go lower than 78. So here's the thing. All Bitcoin is doing, guys, is backtesting your fair value gap. So if we look at Bitcoin right here, Bitcoin actually broke out, okay? Now, anytime I'm looking at the market, I'm understanding something. A breakout is a fake out in a downtrend, and a breakdown is a fake out in an uptrend, okay? The trend is your friend. Here's a really big red fair value gap. This is probably going to be the top on Bitcoin around 79K. You can see that we have a tweezer reversal coming up right here. Big fair value gap right here. I'm expecting Bitcoin to go down to around 66K. So all the way around here, 66, maybe we get a wick down to 57, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this huge fake out here on Bitcoin. In a red market or a bearish market, you do not go off of breakouts. You go off of the top because breakouts don't necessarily hold. In an uptrend market, you do not go with double tops and triple tops and bearish flags and bearish pennants because they do not hold. So ideally here, when everybody's trying to long, guys, I'm planning my shorts. When Bitcoin's pumping to 127K, everybody's trying to short. I'm getting my longs in at least to the top. We are going to go back to about 74 off of this rising pattern right here. We pretty much already broke that. We can see Tokyo trying to drop a bit. We are still in a breakout range, but you got to keep in mind, once we come back inside of this breakout range, it is going to be a fake out. Then we'll come all the way down to here. If we look at our liquidity gaps on the daily time frame, we can see that our support is 74K, which is why I have on the thumbnail 74K. Okay. So 74K on the thumbnail, guys, is the bottom in the shorter term. And the reason for that is because you can see right here, that is more, actually this flipped. this was more blue over the red before, but now this has flipped. Now there more are sells than buys. The red bar right here is more sells. The blue bar is more buys. And here we can see now more sells. The other day there was more buys than sells. So you're probably going to see this trickle down pretty good. Maybe double bottom here, fake out, and then drop. We are most definitely targeting this block right here, guys. But keep in mind, there are way more sells than buys in this region. So if we come here, we come to that 57, 50, 60 marker. However, the bottom of the channel, guys, is about 66. So I play my channels more than I play my fair value gaps and liquidity. We could definitely break it, but I would say this is going to be the bottom, and we're probably going to range in a little bit of a downtrend. Okay, everybody is on the XRP short. A lot of you guys trusted me on the XRP short. I appreciate you guys. So XRP, guys, is doing the same thing, all right? We have Bitcoin's a lot more bearish than XRP at the moment, but XRP is getting there. We have a really big death cross, which could pretty much take us to $1 or under $1. Here's the 800 SMA. This is the Grim Reaper staring you right in the face if you're looking at XRP as a short option. But basically what I'm looking to do on XRP is one of two things. Play the range until it can't be played. We did break out on XRP, and we broke out on Bitcoin. And normally I would never short this. However, because we're in a bearish downtrend market, that is the difference. Here was the breakout, XRP down to about 156. However, I don't believe that is going to hold up. So we got to look at the actual channel. My first take profit on XRP will be about 155 if we bounce off of that. But keep in mind, guys, the 4-hour is completely overbought. This has been overbought all the way since here we had a little bump. We have a double top. Now it looks like we're coming down again. Money flow. The money flow indicator is really at the bottom here, and the money flow is coming right down. So that means money is flowing out of XRP. All right. So my first take profit, if we bounce in this region, is probably going to be about 154, 155. My real take profit on XRP, though. And here's the thing, guys. I don't really trade XRP. I've never really traded XRP. I've stuck to Bitcoin. I've stuck to Solana. But for some weird reason, XRP is showing me big money's coming up. Thomas, how you doing? Tim Glasshopper, Overcome 70 times 7. Thank you for being on the live commenting. So if we go to our liquidity gaps here on XRP, guys, obviously we got a liquidity gap here around while you're rejecting. So you are rejecting that area. If we bounce off this channel, then we played the uptrend range, but I see us coming down to about... Because remember, red sweep order block here, you're kind of breaking that. There's nothing holding up XRP. We're kind of in no man's land on XRP. You can also see here on XRP on the 3-day, there's a big change of character. Really, the next target on XRP is around $1.30 or at the bottom of this trend line. This is why I've been waiting for the XRP short. If it breaks this higher low right here, keep in mind it might bounce off this higher low. So that would be my short-term take profit. But if it breaks this higher low, guys, we come all the way down to $1.20, $1.30. Yeah, $1.20, $1.30 in that region. XRP is kind of in no man's land at the moment. So Again, quick take profit would be at the bottom of this trend line. Play the trend, play the range. Slack, how you doing? I hope you're making money on Beast Limitless Trading. Appreciate you guys all for being on the live. Shout out to all the new people in our community. Hope you guys are enjoying trade setups we are putting out and stuff like that. So yeah, that is my idea on XRP, guys. But it is a slow one. It is a slow one, guys. But again, this is about to dump, crash, burn, capitulate. I don't know what else. One more thing too, guys. XRP on the 3-day. Look at the 3-day. It is very, very close to the bottom of the 30%. I've been watching XRP for days and weeks, and I haven't been wanting to trade it. The reason I haven't been wanting to trade it is because it wasn't doing anything. Now this is going to touch the bottom of the RSI, guys. Massive money is about to be made on this XRP short. I cannot tell you guys enough how hard XRP is going to drop. Mr. Whale, how you doing? You got good calls, man. Need to join. For sure, brother. I appreciate you. Go to beastlimitless.com. It is completely free. You don't got to pay a thing. And you'll get my trade setups. Okay? Let's go to some wins right here. Look, everybody's winning. Everybody's winning in this community. Usually you see somebody complaining, but we are about to crush a dynamite XRP short. Now, guys, I'm always transparent with my trade setups. I would love to tell you guys I'm in a 50x short on XRP right now, but I'm not. So I'm going to show you guys the type of trade I'm in on XRP at the moment. Everybody sees my 50x and 40x and 60x Bitcoin shorts. I would love to say I'm in the same type of trade, but I protect my capital, and it is very hard to do that with a different coin other than Bitcoin. But I'll post it up here so you guys can see my XRP trade. I try to be very transparent. I know everybody likes to see live trading, but I can't show you guys the exchange on my VPN. So I have to show you guys this right here. This is my trade right here, 162. So here's the deal. I was in at 165. I was at 10x. I got out and I entered at 12x. So I actually was in at 165. I could show you guys another short. But I got out, I made some money, and I re-entered at 12x. Since there's scalper, my XRP is 20x. There we go, right? So again, guys, if you bounce off this region right here, it's a good take profit, but I do believe we are just going to completely crash and burn. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing on this time frame. I don't really like shorting Bitcoin right now. There's not enough of a range for me to short BTC. If I was wanting to short BTC, I would have shorted the top. I am in a Bitcoin short, but not high leverage. For me, I would want Bitcoin to break that 74 target for me to short. Otherwise, I see this ranging up and down. Okay, let's take a look at Solana. $20x because I believe in you. Crazy, crazy. Make sure you set your stop loss and profit, especially with that high of leverage. Appreciate you guys all for being on the live. Solana never even hit the top of this downtrend. This is crazy. You know, I get we're bearish, but normally we're going to hit the top of the downtrend. On Bitcoin, we did. XRP, we broke out. Bitcoin, we broke out. Nope, not in Sol. So Solana is pretty much going to at least triple bottom. I don't think it will. It could come back down to 90. But Solana is very, very, very overbought. If you look at the 3-day, Solana is about to do the same thing here. The MACD, the 3-day crossed on Sol, just like XRP. We're at the bottom of the RSI, just like on XRP. And my targets on Solana are still going to be about 73. 73 would be my target on Solana, guys, and we're looking really good to hit that if we continue going down on the 3-day. Is everybody subscribed to Twitch, guys? The 24-hour live trading will continue after the YouTube live. I thought it was running for the whole day today, and then I realized I went live and it wasn't running, so I got to look at my Twitch there. But London Bridge is coming down. Maybe not London Bridge. Hit that like button if you guys are making money. I want to see it and I want to hear it. XRP is dumping. Okay, I do want to take a look at Pump here. Pump Fun. Pump Fun is faking out here too. Pump Fun is faking out. Seems like New York manipulated a bit today. So here's a short if you guys want to enter a low leverage short on Pump. I really thought this was going to break out and hold the breakout. It did break out, but doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what breaks out. If you're in a bearish market, you're in a bearish market. Breakouts are fakeouts, right? So, boom, right there, fam. You can see Pump Fun in a rising wedge here. Might be able to short Pump Fun all the way down to the bottom. Tim, how you doing? My mom is improving slightly, but we'll take all we can get. Tim, I've been praying for your mom, been, positive vibes. Yeah, Pump Fun's about to dump, guys. No breakout is safe in cryptocurrency when Bitcoin's below the 800 SMA. I'll tell you that much. So the key thing, guys, you want to note in the market, trading, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, is Bitcoin being below this 800 SMA or any asset, specifically Bitcoin though. Bitcoin being below the 800 SMA on the daily time frame, you're not going to get really any volume in the market. And I think I went over this a few times, but I'm going to revisit everybody because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what about the retrace or the dead cat bounce and all that? Sure, if we get back above the 800 SMA, but remember, we were below the 800 SMA right here back in 2022. We stayed hypothetically bearish for 500 days. I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to be bearish for the whole year, but what I am saying is if you're below the 800 SMA on a macro time frame, you're only looking for shorts. It is really tough to long because this is a trend that 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, that is 4 years. Keep in mind, 4 years of uptrend. And now we are officially breaking it, right? Of course, there's going to be retraces and stuff like that in the shorter term for sure. Bitcoin is definitely trying to fake out and hold this breakout. Now we're dropping here. And the 4 hour is actually looking okay, but our K and D, our blue line did cross down, so that would be downtrend momentum. Let's take a look at the total crypto market cap. So we know this total crypto market cap, guys, had a major bear flag on the 3-day. Three-day is about to touch the bottom here. MACD is crossing on the bottom on the 3-day for the total crypto market cap. You broke as well the 800 SMA. Yeah, it is. One thing I can note here too on the total crypto market cap is we're rejecting the daily conversion line, which happens to be the daily fair value gap. Same thing with Bitcoin, guys. If you're looking at Bitcoin, we're rejecting that conversion line on the daily, the macro time frame. Right? Same thing here at about 79K. Now, if we look at the total crypto market cap and look at how far it could go down, let me see if we even are holding an uptrend. So the total crypto market cap is still on an uptrend by almost nothing. If we end up breaking this, you guys might see even a bigger sell-off, because here's the trend line on the whole crypto market cap. I'm talking everything: Ethereum, Bitcoin, altcoins, you name it. This is very, very interesting. We're bouncing off. We haven't broken it, whereas Bitcoin we did break. Very, very interesting with the total crypto market cap. Do I think it's going to bounce off? No. I think we're going to come all the way down to this 3-day 800 SMA. And then you got to look at where that was below back in 19. So the 3-day 800 SMA back was in 2019, which we need to remain above that for sure. Then we've got the tether dominance here pumping as well. So it looks like we could be back testing right here. We're completely oversold on tether dominance. We obviously know the 3 days moving up. The 3-day MACD crossed on a lot of altcoins and assets and Bitcoin. But if you're looking at tether dominance, guys, we're moving up on the MACD on the 3-day. That means that tether dom could pump all the way up to here. Pretty much this all-time high around 9 to 10%. Yeah, it is not looking good for stable coins versus crypto. And I think I did show everybody here on the morning live that we did break out. This Tether DOM broke out of a trend from 2017. Okay, so we broke out of a downtrend here, guys, from 2017. Which is pretty crazy if you ask me. Could I put a link to the exchange I'm using? I'm using MEXC. I don't have a referral code right now, but I'm using MEXC. Trench Juice Crypto, how you doing? Appreciate you for coming on the live. Thomas, thank you for coming on the live. Get some sleep, man. Appreciate you. Mitch, how we doing? What's the neck tattoo of? It is Phoenix. And then I have a whole Grim Reaper type thing on my chest and stomach. Shout out to all the new people on the live, guys. Thank you very much for joining. If you haven't signed up for beastlimitless.com, do it. It is completely free. It is our community. One more thing, too, guys, I want to point in mind, and this big monthly fair value gap here at 73 has not broken yet. Now, Bitcoin is trying to remain above the 50 on our monthly RSI. That would be kind of bullish, but if you break that 50, then you're very, very bearish on Bitcoin. Lowe's, how we doing? Justin, how we doing? Thank you for popping on the live. Okay, let's go look at some CoinGecko coins now, because we looked at our main particulars. Everybody knows that I am in an XRP short. How about Canton? Did it break out yet? Canton is trying to break out. We're in a huge uptrend on Canton. Huge uptrend, guys, on Canton. Look at that uptrend. We're targeting 26 on Canton. I'm waiting for the breakout because I know I said I'm not longing anything, but if Canton ends up breaking, you bet I'll be longing Canton. We've got heavy key resistance right here. We're just waiting for the breakout on Canton. This is going to be a real nice place. So essentially, you need to break this area right here. Now, keep in mind, there are more buys than sells on Canton. So once we break this area, once we hit this area, we're probably going to bust past it. So make sure you guys set an alert on your liquidity gaps right here or above that resistance. How are you, brother? Is it possible that SPY is going to break 700? Well, if we're looking at the actual S&P, if we're looking at the actual S&P index here, we've got a double top and a triple top. We also are very, very overbought. If I'm looking at my macro time frames, I would say this is, you're just really ranging continuous in an uptrend here, but your MACD is going down. The S&P 500 has been on a big uptrend for a very, very long time, all the way since 2011. So I would say this is the top in the shorter term, but yeah, we could potentially pump. If we break out, we could pump to about 7 grand for sure. Hit that like button if you guys have not. I appreciate everybody for being on the live. Okay, let's see what else we got here on CoinGecko. If you're not a Bitcoin short, this would be a good area for a lower leverage Bitcoin short. Holy, Zilliqa popped. I'd be looking for a short on Zill some point here. Maybe GameFi is starting to move. Let's see. Axie Infinity ran. Now Zilliqa's running a bit. You hit the top of that fair value gap. 3 points of resistance right here. Well, there's a possibility Zilliqa does something and pumps pretty good here. We've got major resistance right here. I would say we can see Zilliqa pump to about 0.009 at the top here. Does MEXC allow you to withdraw crypto, or do you need a Palau ID? You need a Palau ID. Guys, here's the thing. Don't take shortcuts. Get a Palau ID. You can use every single exchange. So if we could break this area right here, guys, you could hypothetically scalp it to the top. I'm not looking for longs myself, but I would be looking to short Zilliqa in this area. Can I take a look at ZEC? I'd be very, very cautious longing, even if something's pumping like crazy. It's just we're in a massive downtrend. But if I'm looking at ZEC, wow, we're breaking the... We just flipped the bull market support band on ZEC on the daily and the 18-hour time frame. So if I'm looking at ZEC, we can drop a lot more, which is all the way down to about 146. Personally, MEXC is my favorite exchange, hands down. It has never gone wrong against me. All my trades have closed for the most part. I never really get charged any fees on MEXC. I know a lot of people do. I don't notice I ever do. But in the shorter term here, you got a drop on ZEC to about, yep, right here, 186. 186 is where I'd probably be shorting ZEC down to if we can hold this conversion line that we broke. We flipped bearish on a lot of time frames. And now it looks like ZEC is going to come down. Obviously, you have to have your resistance right here, market, but it looks like we're going to come down a lot. XRP take profit for the short would be 155 in the shorter term, correct? Okay, so this 4 hours is about to close here, guys. We're trying to hold the breakout. We're not going to hold it. We're already overbought, almost overbought in the 5 minute. We can see this 4 hours bringing some downtrend pressure here. 4 hours already overbought. You can see even though the 1 hour broke out, guys, we're still below the 4 hour trend. That is the 4 hour breakout right there. If we're looking at XRP still here, take profit one would be about 154, 155 on XRP. But for me, I am not touching XRP because this 4 hour is just absolutely coming down. The 3 day is about to turn into the RSI. XRP is going to be a crazy, crazy short because this 3 day is going to touch the bottom. And look what it did when the 3 day touched the bottom here, right? So 3 day touched the bottom back in July of 2024. We were at about 80 cents. We went all the way down to 38. Julian, how we doing? Invest, buy the dip 1,000 now into ETH, XRP, Cardano over the next few months. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I like your idea of hodling investing over the next 30 years, but I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to make money in the next week. I don't know if we're even going to see 30 years anymore. I don't trust anything right now, and it's not a conspiracy. I'm really saying, guys, if you could make the most money you can now, we might not get a chance in the future to go travel places. We might not get a chance in the future to come home and work our own schedule. I have no idea. This world is crazy, and what I will say is I work on week-to-week basis. I like to make my money on a week-to-week basis. If I can't make my money on a week-to-week basis, I'm probably going to be out of that trade. I don't believe in hodl. I don't believe in any of that. And the reason is because it's really hard keeping your money in a trade over time that you really have no control over. Okay, so we are bouncing off the breakout here in the shorter term, which is fine. Canton is looking really, really good for sure. Kevin, can I look at Doge? I do think when Bitcoin goes back down to the bottom and breaks out, then we are looking at, building kind of a hodling portfolio. Doge is kind of showing the same thing. So, yeah, Doge has been looking really, really good. I think in the shorter term, the 4 hour is definitely dropping here on, well, you're overbought on Doge. You did break out. Keep in mind, guys, a lot of altcoins actually broke out. but you can see it as a fake out most likely. We got to see where this 4-hour candle closes here. So if I'm looking at Dogecoin, I'm really looking at it ranging in this area here, around 9 to 10 cents. Stop loss for XRP is about 165, I think. Above this region. I would say above this resistance. So as long as XRP breaks, or I mean holds this area right here, which is pretty much below this area right here, then we are looking at coming down. Yeah, just gotta see how the 4-hour closes, guys. That's really it. Little 4-hour pump here on the 30-minute. Will it be a breakout? We'll have to see. I don't believe so, especially with how overbought the market is on the 4-hour time frame. Long-term investor pulled out 15K. There you go, right? It just depends on if you want to hold in the market and where you buy. As long as you're not buying the top, that is a good thing, right? See that where this 4-hour candle closes, guys, because Bitcoin is bouncing off the breakout here, right? If you look at it, it did break out. Right in this region. However, your 4 hours completely overbought, so we'll have to see. Really just everything is ranging at the moment, not really doing much. But if you're looking at the longer term trend over the next couple of days, we definitely are going to drop, or it looks like we're going to drop. I haven't looked at stacks in a bit. I know we were shorting it before. Okay, I think we broke. Stacks came all the way down to 20. Wow, stacks finally hit my take profit, guys. Remember we were looking at stacks? Imagine if you would have held this all the way to 23. That would have been a lot of money on STX. Remember, guys, we were shorting STX all the way around 39. Now we broke out on STX, kind of. We're oversold. I could see this pumping up here, possibly. Yeah, huge double bottom, rounded bottom on stacks. Again, it's really, really tough for me to long in a market that is bearish overall. But if we could break this conversion line right here, we're going to pump on stacks for sure. You're going to see this moving up all the way to here. The stack short was fire for sure. So yeah, Bitcoin's coming up a bit, guys. Now we got to see if it's going to be a breakout or a fake out. XRP is coming up a bit too, which is fine. Ultimately, you're looking at playing that range. That's really it. Stack short was fire. It was, right? We got it all the way about 39. I think I took profit about 30 or 31, but I know a lot of people held it to 25 and 23. Really, all you guys could see for the Tokyo session is even though Bitcoin's dropping a bit or pumping a bit, all we're doing is ranging. So Tokyo is really just ranging. Not too much is happening into Tokyo, following AMD accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Tokyo is really just ranging, not really doing anything. Hype is 37 already. That's pretty crazy. Hype is broken out. Or it's about to break out. It hasn't broken out the channel. Remember what I said about the channel? Yeah, I wish I would have held stacks a lot more. Julian, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. So here would be my short on hype. If hype breaks this, hype is going to take off. If hype doesn't, hype is going to drop, because keep in mind, that's bearish divergence. And anytime you hit the top of the channel, you're probably going to hit, well, you're going to hit the top. Typically, you don't hit the top a second time. Typically, you almost hit the top and then you come down. So we'll have to see how hype fares. We did bounce off the conversion line on hype, guys, and you can see that right here. Another bounce off the conversion line, another one. And then we just printed a huge rounded bottom and obviously are pumping here on hype. Yeah, so if I look at Bitcoin right here, if we're going from here to here, that isn't even the back test. The back test happened right here. So C Bronco, how you doing? Appreciate you for coming on the live. Just really got to wait to see what the 4-hour candle does, guys, right? Because the 4-hour candle is overbought. This is just really accumulation momentum into Tokyo. Where I would be looking for a breakout, an actual breakout, is above this region right here. So if we break out above this region, then I would be looking for a real breakout on Bitcoin. All right. What else do we got here? We've got Coin98. Coin98 pumped again. Zilliqa, we're looking for a short at the top on Zilliqa. Kronos is moving a bit. Some altcoins are definitely trending. Some altcoins are definitely trending, guys. You can see that. So if we go from the top here, I can see crypto.com moving up to here. You know what? Let me see what, yeah, it looks like crypto.com, you could get a good scalp trade here if you're oversold. This could pump all the way up to 9.2. I want to see if total 3 ended up breaking out. So toll free is trying, but it did not break out yet. So if we toll free is definitely trying. It did not break out. It is trying. There's a triple bottom. Keep in mind, if toll free ends up breaking out, the altcoins will definitely run. Hit that like button, guys, if you haven't. I'm just going to go get a drink of water. We'll be right back. Okay, hype is almost at 38. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a hype short. Yeah, it is a good short if you're using low leverage. I don't know about a hype short. I'd be very, very cautious. I don't like the fact that it broke out. You can actually see right here that hype 100% broke out. Will it be a fake out? It could. It most definitely could be a fake out. But I would say at the moment that hype is going against the bear market. Hype is probably going to be one of those coins that end up running in the bear market. Because you just broke right here where a lot of other trades I'm showing you guys ended up breaking down to the downside. Hype is not one of those coins. Yeah, a little bit of fake out drop right here to 27 off that double top. I'd be cautious shorting hype. Like as of right now, I can see hype hitting about possibly about 41, 42. Yeah, hype broke out for sure. I couldn't even give a stop loss on hype because it broke out. I wouldn't. Maybe 39.70. But you're trying to go against an uptrend, right? So if you're trying to short an uptrend, I'd be using very, very low leverage. All right, so Bitcoin is definitely pumping up here a bit, guys. We are holding the breakout. We're still below that resistance, though. So now it looks like we're just going to accumulate here into Asia. So we're probably going to go from 77 to about 78.9, back to 77, back to 78.9. Because again, this uptrend broke. Or did it? Actually, didn't. It's bouncing off the uptrend right here, which is about 77.8. So I see Bitcoin bouncing off of this uptrend here. And then once we break that, we are going to come down to the downside and fake out. So just ranging into Tokyo, nothing is really happening. Bitcoin's staying in that range, as is a lot of coins that would follow Bitcoin as well. Aster, ASTER. Like, don't get me wrong, I like hype, guys, but if you aren't in hype already, I would say you're chasing it. And the thing is, with shorting hype, it is really tough because you already broke out of that massive trend, and there's a lot of volume into hype for sure. Okay, so Aster definitely broke out. One hour is oversold here. 15 minutes moving up. 4 hours looking okay. 1 hour already broke out. So I could see Aster pumping up to about 68 area. Daily's kind of just ranging. So I would say this ranges from about 57 to about 70 cents in that region. What you guys are going to notice is a lot of coins aren't like they're pumping, but all they're really doing is pumping inside of the range. So whether it's Bitcoin or anything else, sure, we've got some pump momentum, but you can see that the 1 hour momentum indicator is turning down. Now we're just essentially waiting for that 15-minute to become overbought and that 5-minute. Following AMD, we're not going to really pump and we're not really going to dump. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We know Tokyo is ranging, accumulating. So what do you guys think altcoins are going to do? If you notice in Tokyo, a lot of altcoins end up pumping around Tokyo session. The reason being is because of AMD accumulation. Asia's always or most likely in accumulation. So that means London is either going to manipulate or distribute, and that means New York is most likely going to manipulate then distribute. So keep that in mind when you guys are trading. We're not necessarily bullish right now. We're just ranging. We're not necessarily bearish now. We're just ranging. When London flips, we got to see what London is doing, right? Is London going to accumulate or distribute? And XRP is moving up a bit, but you're just really in this range. Four hours still dropping pretty good here with the double top moving down. I believe your 1 hour also crossed on XRP. So your 1 hour crossed down here too. We're just really waiting for the little uptrend momentum in the market. You got a couple green candles. What else is moving here? We look at Chronos, Aster, Caspa. I haven't looked at Caspa in a minute. Okay, so Caspa. Caspa's in a huge double top. let's see here. So if we're looking at Caspa, we've got the downtrend right here. Caspa did definitely break out. Actually, wait, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. So it looks like you're about to break out, but you have a bearish flag. You're already overbought on the 4 hour on Caspa. Now you're kind of coming down right there too. So I don't know if Caspa will play this double top. Trench Juice, appreciate you. Shout out to Australia. How long have I been trading for? 10 years now. 10 years. 10 years. Pump took off. Is it still below the trend line though? It is still below the trend line. Let's see what Pump Fund does. Actually, hold on. Pump Fund might be bouncing off the trend. I thought I drew this earlier, and I think I drew it a bit wrong. But if you're looking at Pump Fund, if you got into a short, Pump Fund's actually bouncing off of the channel. So it is going down initially, but I wouldn't be shorting Pump Fund because we are bouncing off the channel. When I drew it earlier, it looked like we are breaking it. Now you're coming back inside of that channel, and it looks like we are going to get a decent pump on Pump Fund. But again, guys, keep in mind when you're longing something in a bearish market, anything could happen. Although Pump Fund's oversold in the 4 hour. So yeah, you're kind of breaking out on Pump Fund for sure. 3 days dropping on Pump Fund. Daily's dropping. I would say this is probably going to be a fake out. But we'll have to see. I would kind of just draw resistance right here on Pump. And see if it breaks that channel. If it breaks that channel, it's going to run, guys. But keep in mind, we are in the Tokyo session, so we're just really ranging. We're not necessarily pumping or dumping. Five-year stocks and in crypto. Yeah, 10 years. I'll tell you right now, though, my crypto journey was not easy. I was losing all the time, and I was losing my mind, right? So here we go, guys. Bitcoin formed a higher low right here. I just want to see how this 4 hour is going to finish. If we're going to keep on ranging here until London. We can see the 4 hours overbought. We could see the 2 hours overbought. 15 minutes almost overbought. 5 minutes overbought. So we'll have to see how that 4 hour candle finishes. Until that 4 hour candle finishes, I'm not sure what my thought process is on Bitcoin right now. We are dropping on our indicators in the shorter term, so we're just really ranging. How about Axie Infinity? Let's see what AXS is doing. Wow, it dropped more. AXS is in a huge downtrend. Yeah, so all we're really doing is accumulating, guys, during Tokyo right now. There's not really too much happening. If something drops, you're going to drop a bit, then pump a bit, then drop a bit. I would potentially be looking at taking profit at that bottom trend line on XRP when it hits that trend line. But I could see AXS. We already broke the trend line here on the conversion line. This would have been a good short here at $1.84. I could see Axie Infinity coming all the way back down to about $1.09. Not looking too bad. Yeah, we all got to lose to win for sure. Slack, I called it on AXS a few days ago for sure. I would have liked to take a short, but I don't short uptrends. I don't. And I don't long downtrends. So if anything, I'm really looking for a long on Axie Infinity right here. If we break it though and back test, we are going to drop. All right, guys, hit that like button. I appreciate all the new people joining the live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. How about River? Did River break that uptrend yet? If you are new, where I see a lot of people are new, make sure you guys sign up for beastlimitless.com. I missed out on River, guys. I was waiting for the short on River. Missed out. Huge drop on River. A short right here would have been nice, about 34. Now I could see a big drop coming on River. Huge drop. Man, that is not good. I was waiting for this drop. It's just hard to keep an eye on every single altcoin, right? But River essentially can come all the way back down to about $3. Tony Gold, let's go. Brandon just caught the short on River. There you go. Yeah, this thing is going to dump very hard. I'm not happy I missed out on that short. I know the 4 hours already overbought though, so let's see if there's an opportunity on River here. So if you guys wanted, that would have to be super low leverage. If you're shorting River now, you'd be going super low leverage. My short would have been right here at 20 bucks. My alert didn't go off because I was trying to get in a trade on River, but nothing happened. It didn't go off. But if you are looking at a trade on River, maybe low leverage, you can run it all the way down to $7-ish. Imagine catching a short at 38 to 40 and running it all the way down to $3. That is brutal. Brutal. Shorted from 27 to 14, got out, and now back in at 20. Brandon, you are making a ton of money, fam. Ton of money. All right, so Bitcoin's literally trying to pick up here off of this 15-minute in the range. We have got a 4-hour candle close coming up here in 5 minutes, and this 5-minute trend is going to detect if we are going to go up or down. XRP is ranging, not really doing anything, pumping a bit, but overall we are inside of this channel. So I want to see if we continue back down after this this little pump here, or if this is going to be a fake out. I know someone said short everything, but not everything is meant to be shorted. See where we are at the 1 minute case. So we've got some bearish dive on the 1 minute time frame. All I care about is my 4 hour right now. I want to see where my 4 hour is at. Yeah, I say we push up to the top here, complete another double, triple top off of this accumulation on Asia. I did not say short everything. I said short everything but hype. Not hype. Do not short hype. Hype is not a good short. You could short hype, right? But hype broke out on the daily. I just want to see if this momentum indicator continues to push down because I know we're accumulating into Asia. And then I want to see if my K and D is flipped down as well too. Because my 3-day is pushing down, right? Keep in mind, guys, the 3-day indicator is definitely coming down. The MACD is coming down, so we're just really waiting for that volume out of Tokyo. All right, 4-hour close is about to be in a couple of minutes here. 1 minute. Let's see if I can redraw this channel here. Yeah, so we broke out. But it is the same thing I showed you guys on the weekend on Friday. It's not like with the 4-hour overbought and the one. Let's see if the 1 hour is coming down. Okay, so the 1 hour is still dropping here. One hour is still dropping on our momentum indicator on the 1 hour time frame. 15 minutes almost overbought. 5 minute is almost overbought. So really all we're doing, guys, is we're ranging. In this region right here, Bitcoin is playing the range. Of course, AMD, right? Tokyo. If you're looking at the 4-hour, the 4-hour is moving up here, which means that we could just pump to about, I don't know. This is a very weak breakout. I say we just range into London, and then we maybe come back up to 79.1. 79.1 would be a good area for us to come back up to. But otherwise, I would say we range in this area right here to about back to the bottom here around 77.6. And then whatever New York and London is going to do, if they're going to distribute to the upside or downside, that's pretty much what we're working with. XRP, though. Let's see here. Okay, we're oversold on the 1 hour versus Bitcoin overbought. But if we're looking at the 4-hour here, the 4-hour is pointing down. So for about 4 hours here, I would say we're going to get range momentum. Same thing here. You can see XRP is probably just going to range. In this area here too. Yeah, so even on the 18-hour here, you can see XRP dropping. You can see XRP dropping on the 3-day. We're just really waiting for the range momentum to be done, right? So I would say we range in this area, guys. It could pump all the way back up to... It could pump back up to 165 area because it did just break out. So keep that in mind. If you guys are shorting it, it could pump back up there. I think you've got... But we are in a downtrend too, so you kind of got to look at your range in the market. What I would be looking at is this 15-minute right here. If we break out here and close the 15-minute candle, XRP will most likely move up, but it looks like we're probably going to reject in this region because we are dropping. Well, we're not dropping here, but we're dropping on our 4-hour. So that 4-hour is going to play out before that 1 hour. And that 5 minutes completely overbought. Not much happening. Not much happening at all. Check Solana. Accumulation, accumulation. Okay. So Sol had a little pump here. Already overbought. You're kind of hitting that resistance here on Solana on the 15-minute. So if we break out of here on Sol, we pump, but we've got a head and shoulder. The way I see it right now is Solana's going to come back down to about 95 or lower. Yeah, even the indicators, guys, are showing we're just ranging, right? So we're not really going to get any crazy momentum most likely until London tonight. When London opens, you're going to know the real direction of the market until New York. Same thing here, like I said, guys, with Bitcoin. We're dropping on the momentum indicator in the 1 hour. We're waiting for that 15 minutes to come up. Remember, we broke that trend. So we're just really waiting for that 15-minute to come up and kind of match up with the 1 hour. And then I would say into London, that breakout would probably go down into a fake out. If BTC goes to 60K, it's going to be ugly for Solana for sure. We can see Solana around 30, 40 bucks. All right, guys, we're going to end the live off there. I appreciate everybody. Not much is happening. Make sure you guys go to beastlimitless.com. I'm going to put on the 24-hour live for Twitch. So beastlimitless.com, if you guys are new, a lot of you guys are new. It is completely free. I don't want money from you. Then go in the announcement section. I'll be sharing the Twitch live, and I'll pretty much keep the Twitch live on for the next 24 hours until the New York session. If there's something that happens crazy, I will come on the live, and I will show you guys if we need to get out of a trade or not. But really, the market is just ranging. Nada is happening into London. London is where you're really going to find out what happens because looks like a lot of things are going to be overbought into London on the higher time frames, possibly. Otherwise, we will be back for the New York live tomorrow around 9 a.m. CST to 9:15. We've been kind of ranging in that area. And then we'll put on the Twitch live after. I appreciate you guys. Slack, thank you. It's been very, very painful. I've been doing a lot of exercises. Let's make some money, guys. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. London session, 1 a.m. CST tomorrow, Tokyo Wednesday. Or it's today. Yeah, today is Monday, Tuesday. There we go. Yeah, so we're just really playing the range, not really pumping or dumping, which is fine.